Hello there, the Fabled Harpooner here, return to another pair of Volvidon in the Rockslide quest with a Hunting Horn weapon class and a Branzengaita as the weapon of choice. No new Hunting Horns to forge, at least that will be functional versus the Volvidons. So I'm going to be using a pure raw damage type that even boosts attack damage. Comes with hold. I'm keep mixing words, that's the mix of the H from the heat in the cold part. Old. So it's hold. Old. I don't know. Anyway, as I was saying. And cold resistance. So those are pretty much the two melodies I'm going to be using versus the Volvidon. Don't need hearing protection against them. And I'm not sure why I'm moving all this all of it. And Snowmad is not really required either against these two. So that's about it. I did eat for polisher, so that should help with the low green amount of sharpness, although there's a decent amount of raw. Pretty much one of the highest for hunting horns, if not the highest, currently. So Rockslide once more. I'm not entirely sure about the knockout damage, so I'm going to be trying to get it if possible. I do have Maestro to extend the melody duration, which would mean that I'll have to play them less often, so I can focus more on dealing damage than anything else. Okay, it's a convenient start. Get that paintball ready. Now I am going to suffer from the cold temporarily. Here, I think that was the wrong one. I'm not entirely sure. What was it again? I just had it in my screen and cold cancel. Sky, red, and sky. Ouch. I don't like having to draw out the weapon before I can play the note that I would like. That's an interesting musical sound that the Hurricane's horn produces. Ouch. That is why you need extra mobility. Please someone wake me up. Not the Volvidon though. Luckily, Blade Master Armor can take those shots for the time being. Wow, roll past that. And it's going to be hard to reach the head as well. He's like the other Pelagos monsters that just like to stand up a lot. I could also go for the... Ouch. It's exactly timed. You saw in the last episode as well. It's so well timed so you cannot avoid getting hit. That's so cheeky, Captain. So bloody cheeky. What's the use of giving us immunity frames when we're hit if you're gonna just ignore them to time the attack so it hits us? Okay, there's some knockout damage, so it is possible to knock it out, just a bit harder. Especially if it moves the head up and you can't reach it. I've missed most of my attacks, which I'm not pleased with. I think I hit it before it hit me, but still it's stopping my attacks. Oh my goodness, it's just damage after damage after damage and I can't do anything to stop it. Could you get out of... Yeah, that could have easily carted me. Or let me really close to it. Whoa! Where was you spitting that, you git? Those heads need to remain lower for longer times. Look! It just got out. The animation of my attack is longer than his attack with the tongue. That is just crazy. Oh my god, these hitboxes are so bad. So bad, Capcom. It's infuriating seeing attacks go through the body and do 0 damage. Well, I'm not expecting this run to be really fast unless the damage output is so high that even with all the misses, the actual damage is powerful enough. And yeah, it can still sharpen at least. The attacks are too slow on the hammer, and the hunting horn. They just take too long to recover from them. That's another thing, the hitbox on the head seems to be tiny. I'm doing damage on the front side, but none of it seems to be hitting the head. It seems like you have to hit the snout on the bloody thing. Really? That actually hit me? Yeah, that spray is far too out. Yeah, I'm gonna nag about this monster and this weapon that doesn't work as it should. If they don't want complaints, then they should make proper hitboxes for the monsters, basically. Unfortunately, the other Volvidons are around. Maybe I can get Chacha to repel it in the meantime. Let's try to boost, let's see, one of the other melodies. Okay, this is Dangbong Arrows, the main target so far. But they seem to be immune to the Vex. Or highly resistant. And of course I need to play this melody again. So well timed, those spits. So bloody well timed. Thank goodness it wasn't close enough, because the bloody terrain was blocking me from getting away from it. At the very least I don't need to play any melodies now. At least a cold resistant melody. What the? Okay, something cool to do. Oh, that hopping around. Immunity frames anywhere, please? That was a well-timed dodge and you didn't count as it. Now I can't even get rid of this bloody stench. Come on, get out there, you get. It's enough that I have to deal with the Jaguars that you're not coming out of the exit area. Wrong move that I didn't want to do. Oh my goodness. When the game wants to troll you, it trolls you hard. It's my mistake for not bringing deodorant, for one thing. That's sharp as well. No, you're letting me down, hunting horn. Branzengaita. Was expecting that the damage output would be nice. The lack of sharpness is really detrimental. And again, hitboxes are really wrong with this monster. At least when you're trying to deal damage to it, not on the receiving end of from the monster. Plus, this weapon seems to be too slow for the damage output. Well, we've got the break, although I would say a bit late. And of course I can't play melodies because you're too vulnerable while playing melodies. Everything will interrupt you, no matter what. It's moved away again. Don't know why I'm bothering with these shinies. I shouldn't bother with them. Waste of time. And not really enough Zenny to compensate for it. I really doubt we'll get a knockout because of its tiny head hitbox, honestly. How did that hit me when I was in front of it, not to its side? Okay, so the upward swing did hit, the downwards didn't. And it hit the same spot, so I get to explain that. So yes, trying to knock this thing out is really near impossible with this particular weapon class. Not sure how the hammer will fare. I've got the bonus out. It should actually extend it total duration, I suppose. Although I think the higher versions of the melodies tend to have a shorter duration. Will you just die now, please? It's taking too long. Gone the 10-minute mark for just one monster. I'm guessing the Lordroth Hunting Horn would have been a better option just because of the water damage. And better sharpness. I think I'm dreading the sharpness on this weapon. So the kill happened roughly, past the 10-minute mark at some point. So it's going to be a total of maybe 20 minutes for both monsters. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, Psycho Serum. I should have paintballed the other one when I had the chance, actually. Would have saved me to using the Psycho Serum, but I have plenty of them. So I can just use them up as I need. Oh, we came over here, so let's try to play out the melody that I need. While we wait for it to come out of that area. I'm playing the wrong notes. Why isn't it coming out now? Right, well, Sky Red Sky, not the other way around. He can easily reach you at any angle, and it's hard for you to hit its head. I shouldn't really double up on notes. It's a waste of time, and none of them of the swings are going to hit, if any. That hit the head. Still didn't count as knockout damage. That is a tiny head hitbox. And of course, I keep forgetting that he can recover from that attack faster than I can actually do my own attack. Which is retarded. Yes, it is. I'll kind of walk into that somehow. So pretty much I need to be under its belly, swinging up to down to hit the head area, which is basically its chin. None of those last swings actually hit the head, apparently. Seems that the hits are magnetised to body instead of the head. Nice interrupt. Is this a good chance to hit the head? No. Head is right on the ground. And it's hard to hit. Although that last one did manage to connect to the head. But again, it's so tiny. I wasn't even moving towards it, but apparently the game decided to move me in its direction so it could hit me. Will you leave me alone, Altroths? Yeah, one less Altroth in the world. Couldn't do anything to avoid the attack. Was badly positioned, and any rolls would have just landed me elsewhere to be hit. That flinch didn't really help and let me do damage, so not a well-timed one. You really don't want to get flinches as a Blade Master with against these monsters. You just move out of the hitbox area. Come on, am I not really that close enough to actually hit the head as it's doing that? It's just crazy. You apparently are somewhat safe from the stink attack if you go for the head. Or what should be considered a head. That isn't counted as a head when you hit it with impact damage. Where are you going here? This way. Might as well sharpen, although with the Altaroth around that's going to be annoying. Thank goodness for feline sharpener. Oh, does it have to knock you back so far that it pushes you to the next area? Again, go on, push me again. No, not this time. We're not too worried about the warming effect since we're not in a cold area. Guess I could just play it in case we will tend to colder area. A few flinches there. Apparently managed to accumulate some damage in some areas. Just in case. And so far we're not returning to any cold area. Gone the 15-minute mark. Can we get the kill between before the 20th? Depends if he decides to move out there. Oh, that side will actually manage to connect properly. For once. Did you see that? The upswing actually went through its chin, dealing 0 damage. Ah, the hitboxes sometimes are so badly designed. Basically, well, not designed. They don't even exist. That's the problem. I was kind of pushed to the side I was attacking, so that missed. A common thing with monsters. They like to push you to a side so you can't actually hit them. And there's the kill before the 20-minute mark in the end. Barely. 40 seconds before it. But knockout damage it seems to be impossible. We'll see with the hammer how it goes. But if it's so tiny that most of the hits to the head are just normal hits that cause exhaustion, that's the only good thing, that at least you can cause exhaustion no matter where you hit. But man, getting a knockout is near impossible. Well, I haven't done it in this run, have I? So yeah, start with quest time, as I said, showed 30 minutes 41 seconds. Maybe another raw weapon would have been better. Raw damage hunting horn. One with more sharpness. The attack boost was nice. Or maybe the water element is much a better option. Much more better of an option. Much more better. Much better. So rewards, we only got one, even though I believe we got both breaks, but again, Rick Rack, based from the main rewards, claws, sacks of the Omniplegia type only, stout bounds and advanced arm spheres. Yeah or not, I could get a few more, even though I've been selling some. So this has been the Fabled Harpooner hunting a pair of Volvidon in the Rockslide quest with a hunting horn weapon class and the Branzengaita as the weapon of choice. Don't think it was my best choice. Hope you enjoyed the video, see you next time and good hunting.